That's true. And some tips you also get from pet parents. They tell you things that they do that actually work for their pets. Like, oh, I didn't know about that. Well, still speaking about pet parents, I know every place you always get like quite pet parents
That's fine.
we do get those type of pet parents who are very impatient, some are very rude. How do you handle that? Have you ever dealt with such?
Yeah, so I think everyone in any kind of job has dealt with someone who's unkind or impatient or not very friendly, and I think you get very angry, I think, within yourself, but I think the most important thing to do is just to handle them with as much kindness as you can.
True.
Sometimes it's very difficult, but from what I've learned in my short time doing this is just people are so different and they react differently to things. So you have to understand that even though they are doing this, it could be for a completely unrelated reason, and you just need to be kind and be patient, and as ever difficult as that may be, just treat them with the kindness that they're not treating you with necessarily. Because everyone goes through these things and everyone has these days, and sometimes they come into your practice and they're absolutely lovely human beings. It's just the nature of the human game.
True, hey? Kill them with kindness.
Yes. Exactly.
Kindness wins. And just to piggyback off Bonnie's question, what is the most challenging thing that you go through often that people wouldn't even think is a challenge for vet nurses in particular?
So I think for veterinary professionals in general, I think you feel some sort of frustration because you're very limited often in what you can do with regards to diagnostics or surgeries or anything really. I think financially often you feel quite limited because not everyone has the means, and you have to quite often work within the means, because that's you can't expect someone to sort of, I don't know how to say this, that doesn't sound odd, but you have to work with people, and you have to work within their budget, and you have to work with what they have, and you have to help them as best you can with how sort of you can manage. And so that I think is just a general difficulty for everyone, and that I think does trickle down to nurses as well, because you have this patient in front of you and you think there's really a lot we can do for you, but at this stage there's not much else we can do for you. And also being that sort of liaison between the clients and explaining these things to them can get very taxing. While it's a lot of the times the vets who do this, you do often have these moments where you have to talk to these owners and you have to explain these things to them, especially in cases of emergencies, because those are very, very emotionally loaded cases. And explaining to someone, this is what it's going to be and this is unfortunately how it has to go, is difficult. And we need to also understand that everyone's going to react to that differently. Challenging with regards to that. And then also I think just the emotional side of the job itself will be challenging for any nurse, whether it's human, whether it's animal nurse. It'll get you every time, because you fall in love with these little creatures. It's so bad. So
sometimes beyond your control.
Exactly. And you can try and stay as sort of neutral as possible, but at the end of the day, if a patient gets you, the patient gets you, and they just like tug at your heartstrings. So I think the emotional aspect of the job can be super, super challenging.
And what's the most unusual patient that you had to treat or help?
Unusual, but also very, very magical. I was very fortunate when I still worked in Kimberley to work with pangolins. Yes. Do you know what a pangolin is? It's very cool. They are so beautiful. They are the most trafficked mammal. They're such beautiful creatures. And we actually had 2 or 3 that we treated. And obviously you can't do much with them because they're wild animals, so you have to anesthetize them. But I actually got the opportunity to place gelco, to give fluids, to do all the nursing things, to fall in love with this really special pangolin. And I was part of it sort of rehabilitation journey to a certain extent, up to a certain point, and it was so amazing. It was lovely.
So you were hurt when you had to discharge, like
yes,
go but don't go.
Yes, but luckily I went with.
Okay.
Yes, so we took her to the rehab facility, and it was such a lovely experience. So very unusual, but also
magical,
very one of a kind, really.
Do you have a dream animal that you still want to work with that you haven't gotten a chance to?
I suppose there are so many. Briefly got to work with rhinos. So I went, the other nurse, when I was in Kimberley as well, I went with one of my colleagues and the vet that did most of the outdoor work there, and we actually darted rhinos for moving purposes primarily. Yes. And that was really special. So we'd like to do that again, because it's obviously, again, a very endangered species. So it just really tugs at your heartstrings.
Special.
Yes. No. So I do love me a good underdog. When it comes to patients. So I think that, and then just wildlife in general is always such a. I think you always also see it on Instagram. It always looks so cool.
Yeah.
So it would be nice to do something like that as well. But I must say, I've been so privileged in what I've actually been able to do. If you look back on the years, you realize it's been a wild ride.
Yeah.
It's been really nice.
I'm sure, hey?
Oh no.
And with no restrictions, if you were to get any animal, not a pet, any animal, is there a specific animal you'd like to pet with no restrictions?
With no restrictions. I don't know, hey? I'm basic. I'm basic.
Thought you were going to say everything.
Yes.
Yeah, considering the type of animals she's mentioned.
There's literally, if there's no restriction, then yes.
All the animals.
I just want to pet all the animals. I would pet crocodiles if they wouldn't rip my arm off.
Yeah. If it was safe.
If it was safe, I would go all out for that.
So you would be like Steve Irwin type.
Oh, it's a dream, hey? Working steadily towards it. Yes, I want to also pet all the crocodiles.
That is interesting. And I know you said you've worked with wild animals as well. Is there a big distinction in terms of technique and like medical practices in terms of domestic animals and wild animals?
So any and every animal is different in the approach. So your rabbits will be different from your dogs, and your monkeys will be different from any other animal, really. Your birds are just very different in general. So every animal will have a different way of actually doing it and going about anesthetizing them or treating them, because all the dosages would be different. It's not a one size fits all. So it's really every single animal you work with will have a unique approach.
And how do you then guys train for that? Because obviously you can't train for every single animal.
Yeah.
So when you're faced with that particular one that you haven't had a chance to work with, how do you approach that in terms of learning how to treat?
So luckily there are people out there who have worked with these animals and who've written really nice articles. So if you're unsure, then you can obviously go onto the internet and you can literally type in anything and you'll probably find it. You'll probably find what you're looking for. Vets are really well trained in most species. I say most species because it's a very broad term, but they are trained quite well in the basics of many different species. So that makes it easier as well, because some of the things you can translate to another patient. It's just a matter of getting like the right dosages. If you'd like to sedate an antelope versus a cat, the ingredients and the actives may be the same, but the way you do it will be different. So, but research, and the internet is your friend.
So you're for learning everything.
100%. If there's an article, I'll read it.
You never know enough. She's already mentioned that.
Exactly.
You would never know enough.
Yeah, advocate for education.
Yes, love it. No, absolutely. Like you, even like pet owner education as well. Super excited about pet owner education in general, because you've got all this knowledge. You need to share it with people who may have not had access to it. And like new pet owners that come in that have a dog for the first time, it's magical to see when you actually speak to them how they react. Like, oh, I didn't know this, or this is really cool, and you enrich their lives just by telling them something that might seem minute to you, but it makes such a huge difference to them.
True.
Pet owners, hey?
Pet owners, love them.
We love you guys. This industry is here because of you.
Yes.
Keep on doing good work.
Do you have anything in particular or something specific you wish they understood in terms of the veterinary industry, or something that they would keep in mind when they come into a vet?
I think there are many things we'd like them to understand, but the most important thing, I think, for me, would be that we veterinary people, whether you're at the front desk, whether you're a kennel assistant, whether you're a vet or a nurse or an admin, we are there to be your partners in pet care. So everything we do for your pet, but we also do for you, because if you come in with your animal and you obviously need help, or you need a vaccine, or whatever the case may be, we're there for you, and we are your friends on this journey. We are here to make sure that everything that you do, you succeed in with regards to getting this pet up and running and healthy and keeping it that way, because we're in this together, and we love being in this together with you and your pet. And we see so many pets every day, we see so many different animals every day, but we want you to succeed, we want your pet to be healthy, and obviously that makes us super, super happy if everything just goes well, because we are there together. That's the main aim of this game.
We're for you, not against.
Exactly. Everything we do, the recommendations we make, it's really just for your pet. And we take many different things into account when we make these recommendations. Yeah. And we need as much information from you as possible, pet owners. We need all the information. No matter how tiny or minuscule it may seem, it could make a huge difference in what we tell you, or what we find, or the tests we decide to run. So we want to be honest with you. So we sort of want you to tell us everything, because it can have a massive impact on how we treat your pet and how we actually set up this treatment plan or set up this vaccination program, because every pet is unique, and every family is unique, and every pet owner is unique, and that's how amazing it is.
Yeah, so every information will be very helpful.
Exactly.
Even if it's a treat that they get, you need to know what type of treat.
You need to know what's happening, because that could be the key. It could literally be the key that unlocks everything. You're like, oh yes, that is the piece of information I need.
Should have left with that. And what is your take on pet parents going to Google for vet
diagnosis?
That's a loaded question, guys. That's a loaded question. So obviously Google is a very helpful resource. We use Google. Accountants will use Google. Engineers will use Google.
Lawyers.
Everyone uses Google. I also use Google when it's about things that I don't know.
AI.
That's ChatGPT. And that's absolutely fine. But the thing is, the internet and AI and all these things that you might be taking in is a very broad and sort of basic part of information that you're getting. And it doesn't take into account your pet, doesn't take into account the household, it doesn't take into account all these little things that make such a huge difference. And they don't know that. The internet doesn't know that. So you could Google, why is my dog itchy? And it'll tell you, oh, it's seasonal allergies. And it could very well be seasonal allergies, but it could be hundreds of other things as well. But the internet doesn't know that, because the internet doesn't know when last they got something for tick and fleas, or whether they actually eat a chicken-based diet, or anything really. And that's the important part. You can go to the internet for guidance, but advice needs to come from a professional. Because if I'm ill and I need to go to the doctor, I go to the doctor and I listen to what the doctor says. Because if I tried to self-medicate, I would probably suffer some sort of weird out there. Yes, because I'm not a doctor.
True.
So go to the professionals. If you want a house built, you can't ask the internet to build your house. You got to get an architect and a builder and a contractor. You can't. I can't change my own oil. I mean, I can. No, actually.
Self-reliant.
Yes, I can change the tire though.
Oh, great, can you?
Yes.
Love a strong woman.
I know, right? Hashtag independence.
Cat lady.
Cat lady, I identify as a feline. Independent.
I also used Google to diagnose myself, and it was
100%.
incorrect.
Every time. Every
I
time
thought I was dying.
you have something so wrong with you that you feel like, now I have to go to the doctor, and then it's probably just the flu.
True, hey?
Where people always tell you died.
Yes, 100%. 100%.
We'll definitely leave it to the professionals.
Say your goodbyes now. You might not make it to the morning.
Have 12 hours left.
Kiss your pets goodbye. So what would be your main advice to a person who's considering going into the vet industry, more specifically being a vet nurse?
So probably believe in yourself, because I think in this industry you second guess yourself, and you second guess why you do this quite often, which is unnecessary, because if you've come this far, you're obviously highly skilled and highly competent. So whether you're starting out, whether you're in the middle of it, whether you've been working for 20 plus years, just believe in yourself, because you've got this. You've got this.
We believe.
I mean, just probably you'll be impeccably trained clinically, but focus on the soft skills and focus on setting those boundaries, and just focus on the things you think aren't important, because they are.
Yeah.
They are important. So boundary is probably a huge thing, and it's something I learned way too late in life, and I'm probably still pretty bad at. But that would be my advice, is just set those boundaries. Be ready for a very harsh kind of reality, because I think it's very different than what you expect it to be. Go do your clinical sort of practices, go shadow, go do all the things, make sure that this is what you want to do, and then just don't take things very personally.
It's hard.
It's hard. It's tough, but it's most of the time not you.
Yes.
It's most of the time the other person, or it's circumstances or whatever. So maybe a little bit of a thick skin would be quite helpful.
Yeah. Taken. Advice taken.
Yes.
We need that advice.
It's tough out there.
It is absolutely harsh.
But it's beautiful, and it's such a lovely industry, and I don't want to make anyone negative about it, because I love it, and I wouldn't be doing anything else. There's no plan B. Yeah. This is plan A, and it's plan A all the way.
Yeah.
That's it. There's nothing else.
And I'm sure you can't even keep track of the pets or animals that you've worked with. Do you have like a specific name that you felt like, okay, this was a funny name, or this was a cute name?
Funny. A couple of years ago, we had a Jack Russell Terrier, and his name is Hilux. Like the Bucky. Yes. So that stuck with me, because I keep thinking, why would you do that? Why?
It's a Jack Russell.
What's the story behind this? Because I'm so used to having it be like Russell or Rassie. You know, after the World Cup, we had a lot of Rassies. But Hilux was a new one. I enjoyed it. And then a colleague of mine mentioned a cat that she knew that was called Streetwise, which was quite cute.
KFC.
I mean,
Streetwise too.
well, just Streetwise in general. Because I would assume because it was Streetwise. Yeah, there you go.
I didn't even think about it like that.
There
I
you
thought
go.
KFC.
No, there you go. There's a penny drop there. Clever, yes.
Streetwise.
You know too much.
Yeah.
I would assume that's an outdoor cat.
Yeah, it wasn't an indoor cat.
For the streets.
For the streets.
Anne-Marie, you have 5 seconds.
Yes.
So,
Think fast.
quick response.
Love that.
So, what's the funniest patient name?
Hilux for a Jack Russell. 100%.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the cutest?
Oh, you can't hit me like that. They're all cute. Oh no.
All of them.
All of them.
Okay,
All of
we're
them
taking
are
that.
cute.
Trickiest breed you've ever worked with?
Chihuahuas.
the sassiest breed?
Chihuahuas.
Okay.
Close on the heels, Daxies.
Yeah. Weirdest pet habit.
Or animals that like to eat things that's like not food. And I don't know why. Bastards eat rocks, and like golden retrievers eat anything, really. Sleeves, underwear,
Socks.
Anything basically.
anything that's not in their food bowl is like free game. And cats who eat string with needles attached will never understand that.
No.
Yeah, we've had a few. What?
They also had to operate on those.
Yeah. So it's very interesting because if you have these cats that sort of present foreign body things, so vomiting, lethargic, inappetent, those kind of things, when you're worried about a foreign body in a cat, you always look under their tongue. Because what happens is they play with the string or they find the string somewhere, and sometimes it often gets stuck under their tongue.
Oh.
So you can see it. You can see it under their tongue. And there was a case, it's not my case, but I've heard of cases where they actually swallow the needle as well. So the needle goes in just in the soft tissue, and then that string is connected there. It's very odd.
And that is dangerous.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Cats are dangerous.
Cats don't follow the rules.
John Wick.
Cats are dangerous. What do you mean?
Like little assassins living in your house.
I mean, they do have 9 lives. I feel like if I had 9 lives.
For sure. I would also take a few chances.
Yeah, I'd
Try a few things.
Would this kill me? You die and wake up.
It's like, look,
Would
babe,
this?
not going to do that again.
Next, another one.
Just got to keep track of your lives then, eh? 'Cause that could go from 0 to 100 real quick.
I have 5 left. A countdown.
Our one practice cat has only 4 lives left because she has almost died more than once. Well, I say this very dramatically. She would have been fine, but I almost died every time.
Every time she almost does.
Yes,
You have one life, remember that?
No, look, hey, I think I have 9.
Feline lady.
Yeah.
And do you take the practice cats home? Or do
No,
they just
so they stay there. Obviously, when they were little and when we were feeding them, they went home with me every night. And then at some point, when they became really wriggly little beans and started running around everywhere, they really stressed out my stress pot cat.
Yes.
And he became ill and he had to be hospitalized. So then we had to make another plan. And then they were actually supposed to go to homes, but they were 2 spectacular foster fails. Really glad they ended up with us because I wouldn't have been able to give them to anyone. They're my babies. So no, they stay at the practice. They go. We have this quad area in the middle of our clinic, and they stay in there during the day. They get all the cuddles, all the pets. They have a hammock, so they're a little bit fat because they just lie in the hammock. But no, so they're very spoiled, very dog-like cats. Really, They've discovered they can climb onto the roof, which is great. Love that. Another life gone from me every time I see them on the roof. So yeah, reaching that 9 real quick.
Yeah. So if you had to be a cat for like a month, where would you spend your 5 lives, your first 5 lives?
Where would I spend my first 5
like
lives?
in terms of like dangerous activities that you indulge in?
I think my first 2 or 3 lives would probably be doing reckless things, just because you can. You know, you've got that safety net. I would probably do silly things. Cool. Taste all the things I'm not supposed to taste. Eat all the things I'm not supposed to eat. And then from like life 3, I'd probably become a little more cautious because, you know, I enjoy being alive. So I'd probably just be any kind of veterinary practice cat because the life that those 2 are living,
the
beautiful.
dream.
It really is the dream. So I'd probably be a practice cat in some sort of clinic because they are too spoiled. Too spoiled. And they eat like feral cats. They eat like they've never been fed before. They jump on you and then try and steal the food out of your hand. It's at this point a potty trick to hold chicken out and then they climb up your leg to get the chicken. So very poorly mannered, spoiled practice cat. That's what I would be. That's where I would spend my life.
That is the dream, to be honest with you.
It's the dream. I mean, you get cuddles, you get hammocks, you get soft beds, you get food twice a day. What's not to love, eh?
Right?
Yeah.
There's medical help should anything happen.
Right here.
Right?
Right there.
So even without the man lives, you can be reckless.
I mean, yeah. I would also climb on the roof. Maybe twice.
Yeah, just to see.
A proper feline lady.
Yeah. You do actually embody the cat experience. Like,
That's good to know.
Anmari, thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you so much.
This was a good laugh.
It was such a joy.
This was definitely a fun episode. Thank you so much for coming through. And with us being nationwide, people located in the PMB side, if you want to get a hold of you guys, what are your trading hours? How do they get a hold of you? Do you have social media pages? Do you have emails, websites? How can they reach you?
So easiest is just going to be to Google Vet House Hospital, Pietermaritzburg. You can actually probably just Google Vet House Pietermaritzburg. You'll probably get to us. We have social media pages, so we have an Instagram page and we have a Facebook page. So go hit us up there. We do fun things sometimes. We're a jewel. We have such a good time. We have amazing people working there, so you'll have a laugh. We try and bring out the positive side of VetMed while teaching people a little here and there. So that's where you'll find us. We obviously have emails. We have a telephone number that I won't be able to tell you right now. It's 033 something.
It's on the website.
You'll find it on the website. You'll also find it on the social media pages, probably, I think. Yes, and then we obviously have an emergency number for after hours calls. If you want to get hold of us during hours, it's going to be the landline. Yes, so come stop by. We'd love to meet you. Come meet Springroll and Nori. They are an absolute hoot. They love children. They also like lightly nibbling fingers. So don't be alarmed.
Come with cute fingers.
Come with delicious smelling fingers. Actually don't, because then they might it might not be painless. They might actually bite you.
Might be vicious.
They might become vicious, yes. Feral is the word we use.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Anmari. This was absolutely fun. We definitely will have you again. So go do more rhino, more wild, more
everything.
More everything, so you can come back with more stories.
Yeah.
Oh, love this.
Yeah.
Love this. Thank you so much, guys. It was such a nice time. Thank you for having us, and thank you for doing what you guys are doing. It's so special.
Thank you. We appreciate
guys
it.
are so lovely.
It's people like you that are enthusiastic about it, that allow us to be able to sit down and team effort.
Changing the world.
Thank you so much, guys, for joining us for this amazing episode from us. We'll see you guys next week. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, everything.
Follow. You forgot follow.
Follow, yes.
Follow all the social media things.
Do the social medias.
And please do go to that Vet House page. You will definitely laugh.
It is hilarious.